If my brother don't go, I can't tarry if my brother don't go. The temple's I'm muted, just so you know, before you push me.
Children don't go. I can't tarry, I'm running up the Moorish highway. If my brother don't go, I can't tarry if my brother don't go. I can't tarry if my brother don't go. I can't tarry, I'm running up the Moorish highway. If my sister don't go, I can't tarry if my sister don't go. I can't tarry if my sister don't go. I can't tarry, I'm running up the Moorish highway. I'm running, running, running. I can't tarry, I'm running, running, running. I can't tarry, I'm running, running, running. I can't tarry, I'm running up the Moorish highway. If my children don't go, I can't tarry if my children don't go. I can't tarry if my children don't go. I can't tarry, I'm running up the Moorish highway. I'm running, running, running. I can't tarry, I'm running, running, running. I can't tarry, I'm running, running, running. I can't tarry, I'm running up the Moorish highway. All rise, face the east. Feet at 90 degrees, 45 on each side, 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right. Repeat the Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
The Father of love.
The Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My God.
My salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy.
Through his holy prophet.
Drew Ali.
Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen.
First, stay standing. We rise and give praise to Allah.
We rise to give praise to Allah.
Father of the universe.
Father of the universe.
Give honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Give honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Last prophet in these days and time.
Last prophet in these days and time.
And the founder of the Moorish Science of America.
And the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Give honor to all the prophets of Allah.
Give honor to all the prophets of Allah.
Jesus,
Muhammad,
Buddha,
Buddha,
and Confucius,
etc.
Giving honor to the past, the present, and future leaders of the Moorish Science of America.
Giving honor to the past, present, and future leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Brother C. Kirkman Bey.
Brother C. Kirkman Bey.
Brother F. Nelson Bey.
Brother F. Nelson Bey.
And Brother J. Blakely Bey.
And Brother J. Blakely Bey.
Giving honor to the former Grand Sheikh and moderator of the Moorish Science of America.
Giving honor to the former Grand Sheikh and moderator of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Brother Arlo Eel.
Brother Arlo Eel.
And giving honor to the present Grand Sheikh and moderator of the Moorish Science of America.
Giving honor to the present Grand Sheikh and moderator of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Brother R. Jones Bey.
Brother R. Jones Bey.
And to his assistant.
And to his assistant.
Brother Hay Hopkins Bey.
Brother A. Hopkins Bey.
Giving honor to all national officials.
Giving honor to all national officials.
All state officials.
All state officials.
All local officials.
All local officials.
Giving honor to the Grand Governor of the State of New York.
Giving honor to the Grand Governor of the State of New York.
Brother D. Clark Eel.
Brother D. Clark Eel.
And to his assistant.
And to his assistant.
Brother A. Gaines Eel.
Brother A. Gaines Eel.
Giving honor to the Grand Sheikh of Temple number 34.
Giving honor to the Grand Sheikh at Temple number 34.
Brother W. Condenin Bey.
Brother W. Condenin Bey.
And to his assistant.
And to his assistant.
Sister C. Seals Eel.
Sister C. Seals Eel.
Giving honor to all officials of Temple number 34.
Giving honor to all officials of Temple number 34.
Giving honor to all members of Temple number 34.
Giving honor to all members of Temple number 34.
All Sheikh and Sheikesses.
All sheikhs and sheikhs.
All divine ministers.
All divine ministers.
Giving honor to our two flags.
Giving honor to our two flags.
The American flag.
The American flag.
And the Moorish flag.
And the Moorish flag.
Giving honor to our charter.
Giving honor to our charter.
With the 10 wonders and mysteries of the world.
With the 10 wonders and mysteries of the world.
Give us the right to teach Islam in America without molestation.
Giving honor to
Giving honor to the divine constitution and bylaws.
Giving honor to the divine constitution and bylaws.
Questioning the additional laws.
Questionary and additional laws.
The Holy Quran and Moorish Science of America.
The Holy Quran and Moorish Science Temple of America.
Moorish literature.
The Moorish literature.
On all the divine instruction that the prophet brought for the uplifting of all humanity.
And all the divine instructions the prophet brought for the uplifting of fallen humanity.
Give honor to everyone who's working for the uplifting of all humanity.
Giving honor to everyone who's working for the uplifting of fallen humanity.
Peace. I read the laws of the Moorish Science of America. So on the question of salvation, all-seeing eye, our God, and fresh unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is a holy day of rest because on the Friday the first man was formed in the flesh, and on the Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is a holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you're part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. For thus all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of the said government, and know that they're not Negroes, color folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is the new era time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained over you, our leader, prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish American descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you're entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of the household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish men must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant from the Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali to the dance of his Father God Allah. Noble Jew Ali, the founder of Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. Through his Holy Prophet Jew Ali. Amen. This I read the 7 acts of the divine constitution and bylaws of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And now go to the great meeting of his own. Quran question for Moorish American, page 7. Questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish American by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. Grand Chiefs and governors and heads of all temple or businesses. He said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Before acting upon by any member, let it be finance property or any line of life that would cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc., that would cause support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to remove from his office under heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheik. Act 2. All members are to attend the ad-hoc meetings and the public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around his meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents in the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1, which will your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe as much as he's able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3, it is lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he's able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he's an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must get you. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. As I have the power invested in my hands, I would have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4, all members, while making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5, all members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire. And let every member exercise his 5 senses who's able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Act 6, with us all members must proclaim their nationality, and we're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they're part and parcel of this said government, and know that they're not Negroes, colored folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted up to 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Jew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish American descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7, all members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of all other thing acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you're entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant from your holy prophet Noble Jew Ali through the hands of his father God Allah. Thus I read the seven acts of the questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish American by the prophet Noble Jew Ali. And now turn your attention to the Holy Quran in Moorish Science of America, Circle 7, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Jew Ali, by the guidance of his father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his father Allah. Going through the chapter for today, which is chapter 3, which is found on page 7. Divine instruction from the Holy Prophet, chapter 3. Elihu's lesson, the unity of life. Again, Elihu met his people in a sacred grove and says, no man live unto himself, for every living thing is bound by cords to every other living thing. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will love and not demand love in return. They will not do to other men what they would not have other men do unto them. There are two selves, the higher and lower self. The higher self is human spirit, clothed with soul, made in the form of Allah. The lower self, the carnal self, the body of desires, is a reflection of the higher self distorted by the murky ethers of the flesh. The lower self is an illusion and will pass away. The higher self is Allah in man and will not pass away. The higher self is the embodiment of truth. The lower self is truth reversed, and so is falsehood manifest. The higher self is justice, mercy, love, and right. The lower self is what the higher self is not. The lower self breeds hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. The higher self is the mother of virtues and the harmonies of life. The law of self is rich in promises, but poor in blessedness and peace. It offers pleasure, joy, and satisfying gain, but gives unrest, misery, and death. It gives man apples that appear lovely to the eyes and pleasant to the smell. Their cores are full of bitterness and gall. If you would ask me what to study, I would say yourself. And you well have studied them, and then would ask me what to study next. I would reply yourself. He who knows well, he who knows well is lower self, knows the illusion of the world, knows of the things that pass away, and he who knows his higher self knows Allah, knows well of the things that cannot pass away. Thrice blessed is the man who has made purity and love his very home. He has been ransomed from the perils of the lower self, and his himself is higher self. Man seeks salvation from the evil that deems a living monster of the netherworld. And they have gods that are demons in disguise, all powerful, yet full of jealousy and hate and lust. Whose favor must be bought with costly sacrifice of fruits and of the lives of birds and animals and humankind. And yet, these gods possess no ears to hear, no eyes to see, no heart to sympathize, no power to save. This evil is a myth. These gods are made of ear and clothed with the shadow of a thought. The only devil from which man was redeemed is self, the lower self. If man would find his devil, he must look within. Its name is self. If man would find his savior, he must look within. And when the demon self has been destroyed, the Savior love will be exalted to the throne of power. David of the light is purity, who slayed the strong Goliath of the dark, and seek the Savior love upon the throne. This I read the entire chapter of divine instruction from the Holy Prophet, chapter 3, Hebrews lesson, the unity of life. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love and study hate, to know their higher self and lower self. This uniting of Holy Quran and Mecca for teaching and instructing all North Americans, etc. From the Holy Quran and more sons of America, know yourself and your Father God Allah, that you may learn to love and study hate. Every man needs to worship on his own vine and fig tree, uniting of age. I'm now open according to the prophet's law. I'd like to say I'm be glad to be here with my brothers and also all my sisters and all those who are online. Praise Allah for allowing us to come and sit in these sacred groves. What we want to do is raise our thoughts of infinite wisdom. Raise our thoughts, raise it high. Open the windows of our heart that we may receive these divine instructions. Feel the spirit of the prophet words. Because it vibrate and it move everything. So that's why we always got to imitate the prophet in words, work, and deeds. Use his word. Use his words. Use his word. Praise Allah. At this time I'd like to call our Grand Sheikh, who is our Sunday school instructor. We'd like to call him to the podium so he can conduct our Sunday school. Watch ye therefore, ye know not the hour when Allah shall come and comfort thee. Just keep your lamps on full and burning bright, and you shall wear a golden crown. I shall wear a beautiful shining crown. Martin, when the trumpet sound, I shall wear a beautiful shining crown, and I shall wear a golden crown. Lead me to Ali, lead me all the way, closer and closer, lead me every day. Lead me to Ali, lest I go astray, and I shall wear a golden crown. I shall wear a beautiful shining crown. When the trumpet sound, I wear a beautiful shining crown, and I shall wear a golden crown. It's on.
It's on.
What kind of crown we talking about, Brother Jordan here?
Beautiful golden crown,
What kind? Is it like a physical crown?
spiritual crown.
Spiritual crown. So Jesus entered the room and the light, unlike the light of the earth, the sun.
That's right.
A halo,
That's right.
right? Talking about, raise up that kundalini, that serpent is alive. You're not letting them get out the lower chakras, you're keeping them in. And let them come on up.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? When you come on up, energize that seventh chakra, light. You gotta do it. Praise Allah, you can think about it. Happy Prophet's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy Prophet's birthday. You know what I'm saying? We went to the Merry Christmas and the Happy New Year and Thanksgiving, we held our peace to the degree. You know what I mean?
Son.
Even did like the prophet said, was probably charitable. Some things, your people, your family Christians, like the prophet brought the gifts to the orphans.
Yeah.
We reached up higher. You have all kind of Moorish American, conservative, radical, terrorist, Moorish American. You have all kinds. We're a nation, right?
Mhm.
Right? I think if we was ruling the whole nation, temples all across the country, you think everyone's coming to the temple on Friday? No. Cousin so-and-so, your boy, they ain't coming. Not like right now. And then that's why they had standing around the meeting period. There was so many people, there was a lot of sisters there. My brother, there's a whole bunch of sisters over there. Like over a couple hundred, so I'm walking around outside the meeting. How you doing, sister? How you doing? Standing around meeting going on. How you doing? Oh yeah, everything's good. Standing around in your meeting period. You get a fine for that.
Say what now?
What's the fine? First time.
$1.
First time, 50 cents.
50 cents.
Right? What's the second time? $1. So I'm in the convention, I asked the Grand National Chairman, Brother Johnson. I said, what if it's the third time? What happens then? Probably they talk about no third time. There's 3 times you're out. You know what I'm saying? It's like old school. 1, 2, 3 strikes you out. You going. What do you mean you going? Well, it depends what you want to do. We talked about being tried and true, right?
Son.
Right? Some people don't want to be tried. Sometimes it's because they're not true. Sometimes they didn't practice. They're not ready for the test. You get uncomfortable. Some people don't do well with tests. So praise Allah, tried and true. Prophet's birthday. What's your nationality, Morris?
American.
Why are we Moorish Americans?
Because we're descendants of Moroccans born in America.
I want everyone to tell me somewhere where the prophet says something, right? Because in the back, what do we have on the back table for people come in, brother Lordia? We have what? We have a Quran for them? More, we have, yeah, but we got this, the main pieces, right? Right? Who's good? The prophet one time said, the prophet held this up and he said something to the Moors. Who remembers what he said? What he said, but Lord, it's awesome.
So you need to save yourself.
All you need here to save yourself. He said, all here that you have here is enough in here to save a nation. That's what he said. There's enough here to save a nation. And save yourself at least, right? There's enough in here to save a whole nation. But take it and save yourself. Now, if you dare to dream about saving your nation, some of us just dream about saving our family. Save myself, I'm good. My wife, my children, we good. I don't know about the neighborhood. I don't know about all this crazy stuff. But if you have race pride, what's the rest?
If you have race pride and love your race, join the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Then
you will. Then you have power to save your race and nation.
you have power.
That's right.
Everything here is here to save a nation. So everything is here to save a nation. I'm sure the prophet talked about nationality, right, brother? Turn it back. So everyone, I'm giving you a chance. Take this out. You're going to tell me something in here has to do with nationality or birthright. Give me a verse. Give me a sentence. Like Act 6. We're descended from the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. That's the part, right? Because here the thing is,
You want to know what the prophet said first before you start adding on what Dr. So-and-so said, Dr. Ben said, and this person said, and you heard this on YouTube, but you don't know what the prophet said.
Son.
And then when you know what he said, you can understand what it means. Because just because you can read it don't mean you understand it. So someone tell me somewhere where the prophet says birthright. Use the word birthright. Brother Smithdale, tell us where, page, verse, number, instruction, whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Praise Allah. Islam.
Islam?
Praise and honor is already given. In the Holy Quran and the More Science Temple of America, chapter 48, page 60. By instruction of Holy Prophet, instruction 10 reads, "Come, all ye Asiatic of America, and hear the truth about your nationality and birthrights, because you are not Negroes. Learn of your forefathers' ancient and divine creed, that you will learn to love instead of hate."
Praise Allah. Let's break that down. He says, "Come, all ye black people of Baltimore." Does he say that? Does he say all Asiatic of America, right? Does he say just Moorish American? Oh, he doesn't. He didn't say, "Come, all ye Moorish Americans of America." Remember, we have work to do because the keys of civilization was and is in our hand. And in this part of the world, it's up to the Moorish Americans and the Mexicans in North America. Because that's the plan. Not my plan. The plan comes from up high. Silent Brotherhood, Jesus the King, all the angels, they got wisdom we don't have. They're saying, listen, take care of your section, bro. While you worry about Africa, you worry about Asia, you ain't even over there. You worry about the Philippines, Australia, the Moors was in Ireland. Okay. But when I come to check, I'm checking on your house. These lessons to get your house in order. And so our immediate house is North America. And we over here with the Mexicans. And all the other Aboriginal indigenous people here, and the Europeans that have come over, and the people from Africa that's come over, and the people from India that's come over, and the people from Japan that has come over. All right, so it's to come all you Asiatics of America. Now you can take America as in, I mean, we could say I'm from America. You know, like you go around the world and you're in France, say, where you from? From America. Now, is that person thinking you're from Mexico or Canada or Brazil? Or is he thinking, oh, you're from the United States? Because you use that kind of interchangeably. I'm an American, I'm from America, right? You don't say I'm from North America, right? Where you from? North America, South America, Central America. Either you're gonna say you're from the United States, or you say I'm from America. Americans. That's the name, that's the one name we all use in this republic to identify as one nation, right? And we know within this nation, this republic, there's other nations, but as the American part. So come all you Asiatics of America. Don't you ever heard the stories about the prophet had Arabians in the temple, Chinese in the temple, Cuban American nationality card? You might have seen that. Prophet told you got to learn Spanish. The prophet got, I told him more earlier, the picture of the prophet with a sombrero on when he's down in Mexico. I think the president, whoever was the leader, gave him a present, right? And hear the truth about your nationality and birthright. So we're doing critical thinking, right? Prophet said, I can get the Moors to what?
Think.
To think, they can what?
Save themselves.
Right? So we don't want to just think, we want to just think on the surface. We want to think deep. We want to think deep about it. So what does it say here? The truth about your nationality means there must have been something false they was telling you about your nationality. So we already know they were saying that you was black, Negro, colored people, right? So that was false. That was not a nationality, right? They were saying birthright. They're like, well, you're not even from here. You're from Africa. So you really have no rights to this land. And you agree with it. You're like, oh yeah, I came over here. You know, you go with the story. You know, like, okay. Because you put on the form, you have a choice, black, white. I don't know. I want to be there. You got to pick something. I'm black. Okay. Where you from? From Africa. Oh, you're not from here? No. This all ties in your birthright, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I don't know if you heard in the news, there's a part in the Constitution, what is it, the 14th Amendment, that's saying about being born in the country, right? And being born and under the jurisdiction, right? That you're a citizen, okay? So now Trump's saying, well, what if we make some change and say, well, if you're in the country illegally, they came across the border, all these people come across, and now you came illegally, and now you have a baby, then that don't apply to you. See, once you open up that can of worms, right? And it is open if you look into the nationality acts of the United States of America. Because people think that's generic. But if I'm a Japanese diplomat representing Japan at an embassy in New York and you know the UN or down in Washington or something, and my wife was with me, and she's pregnant, and I'm doing my service representing Japan, living in the Japanese embassy, which is the Japanese land, and my wife just goes into pregnancy, and she leaves the embassy and goes to the hospital in the federal district of Washington, D.C., not even a state, and has a baby. You see what I'm saying? All these implications, and has a baby, that baby can't claim to be a United States citizen. But look at this. But then you have a military person, right? Serving the military with his family, stationed in Panama, stationed in Okinawa, stationed somewhere in the world in the U.S. military base, and his wife has a baby, then they are entitled to the same right to citizenship. Came up with, I think it was John McCain was running for president. They were questioning about where he was born. He was born outside the country, but he was born in a military family. See, but all of these is written down. And the different things, and they've changed, like I told the Moors, these all started to develop in the late 1800s. After the Civil War was over, and the various Indian wars that they was having all over, there came a point in time where a lot of these Asiatics was taking office and doing things. A lot of the Cherokee and Seminole and all these different they was trying to figure out. That's the whole thing when 1928 came about. How do you figure out, how do you want to retain your tradition and your culture, and yet at the same time be a citizen? You know, how do you come out of slavery, and how do you see? So the prophet's telling us. So when we look at it, you have to understand what they were telling you about your nationality to understand the truths that the prophet was bringing. So now you go from that, you go into the prophet telling us about what to learn your forefathers' ancient divine creed, that you will learn to love instead of hate. So what is the truth? We just talked about some of the falsehoods. What are the truths about your nationality? We know that part, right? We're Moorish Americans, descended from Moroccans and born in America. Someone give me something more to that. Moorish Americans, what the prophet said something. I already mentioned Acts 6. What else does the prophet say about the Moabites, the Moors? Something else.
You have a hand online?
We have a hand up. Who we have?
It went down. It's a bay.
All right, we'll get it back up. Who could tell me in the Quran, the questionnaire, the divine law, there's something about turn it back. Something else about the Moabites, nationality, Moroccans, there's something.
Questioning why we Moorish Americans.
Okay.
We are descendants of Moroccans.
Okay, let's follow that up. What is the modern name for Moabite?
Moroccan.
So what's the ancient name for the Moroccans? Moabites, right? Right? Now the Moabites is from the ancient land of what? Canaan. In a particular area called Moab. Right? The Moabites from Moab. So you're not gonna see it on a modern day map, but if you look at a map, it's where present day Jordan is. Right here. The northeast tip of Egypt, north of Saudi Arabia, right? South of Syria, west of Iraq, Jordan, right? Moab. Brother Lovio to say that the ancient Moabites, there's a difference between the ancient Moabites and the ancient Canaanites and the Moabites. When prophet talk about the ancient, the different epochs in history. So ancient is going, we talk about 500 years ago, 500,000, million years ago, right? The Brother Lovio said there was the Moabites with the scimitars that left the Garden of Eden, enslaved the dinosaurs. Listen to what he's talking about. Enslaved the dinosaurs to bring civilization into the world. volubilis. That was the ancient, not the Moabites that was on Northwest and Southwest Africa, not the Moabites that fought with the Egyptians and Fort Joshua, no. Hundreds and thousands of years way before that. The ancient ones, back in the garden, said that with their scimitars, they slew the dinosaurs to bring civilization into the rest of the world. There's so much we don't even know of the narrative. But we know these ancient ones, way before Lot, Moab. That story of the Israelites is only 5,000 or 10,000 years old. You're talking about one family. Brother Tournament.
It's known.
It's on.
Praise the Lord is already given. What was enlightening to me was that if you look at royal families, all these royal families, and you ever read a document of how they claim to be royals, each one of them connect their lineage to someone in the Bible. Each one of them. And the prophet did that for us, right? He linked us back to the families of nations, all the way back to Adam, right? So that's the significance in that, right? In our lineage, because we are part of that lineage, so I've come to understand. If not, please.
Praise the Lord. All right. Brother Secretary, could you look up coat of arms? Have anyone ever heard of a coat of arms? Brother Peter Deal, you ever heard that? Coat of arms. What's your information? Unfortunately, understand.
I'm not too familiar with it, but I know it's like a badge that's like a patch that's certain people wears, and I don't know what it's specified.
Okay. Brother Ani Bey, coat of arms. You ever heard of it? Never heard of a coat of arms. Brother Secretary, you got it? What? Oh no, so that's how you're gonna do now. You're gonna put it up on the screen. Can at least put it, turn it.
Yeah.
Jordan, they'll come out, pull the screen out a little, little, don't pull it in too much, because I built it to be put on the wall. Just tilt it a little bit, go about 45 degrees, you can go a little more. Keep on coming, keep on coming. Don't be afraid. Push with the left, pull with the right. There you go, one more time. All right. Read that for me while you're up there.
Islam. A coat of arms is a heraldic visual design on a
Scutcheon, I think.
escutcheon, iron shield, surcoat, or tabard. The latter the latter two being outer garments. A coat of arms on an escutcheon forms the central element of the full heraldic achievement, which in its whole consists of a shield, supporters, a crest, and a motto. A coat of arms is traditionally unique to the armiger, an individual person, family, state, organization, school, or corporation. The term coat of arms itself, describing in modern times just the heraldic design, originates from the description of the entire medieval chainmail surcoat garment used in combat or preparation for the latter. Rolls of arms are the collection of many coats of arms, and since the early modern age centuries, they have been a source of information for public showing and tracing the membership of a noble family.
Read that part again.
And they have been a source of information for public showing and tracing the membership of a noble family, and therefore its genealogy across time.
Okay, so we gotta understand. Now Google Moors in European coat of arms. All right? Because like going back to what Brother Turner and we're having, I'll get right to more. Going back to the discussion, right? Where did they even come up with the concept of royalty? I mean, we hear about the kings of Europe, right? Again, where did they get their first king from? Where did they even have the consciousness of royalty? Years ago, I first joined the temple, right? I'm in my home in Uniondale, Long Island. And when I come with my feds, Quran class, whatever, the guy, one day I'm talking to the guy across the street from me. And he says, he's asking me about the feds. I said, oh, I'm a Moorish American, blah, blah, blah. He said, I didn't know I lived across the street from royalty. Right there, I didn't say nothing else. I see he heard Moorish. And he was knowledgeable. He heard Moors, that means nobility. Moors, nobility. The prophet was noble in that he was the sovereign prince, and he was noble in character. All right, nobility, Brother Turner Bay, and then we see if we got something on Moors in yeah, there you go. Oh, you know,
Let me show you what the more.
That's what I was thinking. I look this, what you touching on. Nah, I'll save it.
save it, don't hurt it. All right, so we see the thing about the prophet. The Europeans asked the prophet what Brother Fergie said they were gonna be saved. What did the prophet tell them?
It's gonna be through them.
It's gonna be through them,
Through the Moors.
Mhm.
through the Moors. And not the dirty Moors. You know what I'm saying? The Moors that don't want to do a right by them. Because there's some divine work to be done over here for all nations. You know, because the nation of the God is for all people. Just like you go to Mecca, they don't discriminate against your nationality when you're in Mecca. They just discriminate to keep the unbelievers away. All right? So I'm gonna wrap this up, but this is a long going conversation. The next thing I want to mention is the word birthrights. Birthrights, Brother Ani Bey. Meditating on me. Come on, get up, stretch your legs, Mo. Come on up. Birthrights, not birth certificate. Birthrights. Look up the word right for me. Yeah, tell me something, Brother Ani Bey, about birthrights. Been in temple how many years? You heard it or about? Tell me something you know about birthrights. You don't know about birthrights? If your mom and your dad, right? You have any brothers and sisters?
Sure.
How many?
Two of them on.
And your brother passed, right? And your mother father passed, right? You have a right. You got a right to them. Because you were born to them. So in the ancient days, my Lord, if you were the king, right? And Brother Turner Bay was your first oldest son, he's the oldest in his family, right? And I was the second son. He got a birthright that I don't have. The birthright goes to the oldest son. That's why you had a lot of people killing their brothers. They're like, oh yeah? Bam! Now who the birthright goes to? Oh, number 2. And then number 3 comes, aha! And he's like, number 3 said, hey, guess where it goes now? A birthright. We talked about the US Constitution. They put a birthright in there. So now, Asiatic, I mean, we don't need, the prophet said there's no need for us to apply to that. Not that you can't. You know, not that you can, marry a foreign woman or something going on, maybe marry European, whatever they're not from here and have a baby, cover your baby is good, it's a citizen. As long as you're not like those other parts I talked about. But it's a birthright. Another thing that if you don't have the birthright, you can't be president of the United States of America because it says in the Constitution you must be what? Born. If you're born, you have the right to run to be president. This diplomat just passed, Henry Kissinger. Very popular, Secretary of State, knew a lot of people, mover and shaker. People want him to be president, but he couldn't because he didn't have the birthright. Arnold Schwarzenegger, very popular, you know what I'm saying? You know, what's the movie? Terminator, right? So popular, he became governor of California. He was so popular, he could have been president, except for he had the birthright. Right? So birthrights. Being born. When you hear the older Moore said, you have dominant nationality and superior citizenship. So here's the one person that wasn't born in the United States, but they get naturalized. They go down somewhere to have a ceremony, and you're now a citizen. That's one kind of citizen. But you have more than that citizen because you can run for as president, and they can't. You see what I'm saying? Then you have another person who has the same situation, but now, because you are an Aboriginal, right? What did the prophet say? without a decent flag of our forefathers. See, there's no national and divine title to the government in which we live. So, if I live in this government, I should treat the people who gave me the divine title a little bit different than someone just popped over here like last year. You see what I'm saying? So these are the doors the prophet was opening up for us to think. All right, I want to leave with this last thought. Who can tell me, except for Brother Turner, when you hear the term you ever heard the term where it won't the organic laws of the United States? Okay. Have you ever heard the term? Organic. I'm talking about some vegan food, right? The Lordio, organic. You heard the term? You heard the term?
Yeah, are you referring? Yeah.
You got some?
I said unless they were referring to something else that I don't call organic.
Okay, okay. Look it up. Look it up. Organic laws.
I was thinking like,
Yeah.
like they consider the great law of peace like an organic type of law.
You're hitting on it. So when they came together in 1774 and decided they're gonna start doing a little something, they started making laws. They started off with the Articles of Association. They come together. Or it's the question, why Continental Congress if it's just one small area? Why a continent? The continent's like North America. The Caribbean islands, South America. Okay, that's another other. So they come together and have this association. And they write down. After that, they came together and they decided that they didn't like what was going on. So they have a couple of people get together, turn away, and you get together. We're gonna depart. Declaration of Independence. So you get together, you got all the wisdom you had, you know, you wise, they're Masons, they know this, they've been dealing with Indians, they know about the great laws and everything, so they put it all together from their lodges and information, they put it all together, and they come out with the Declaration of Independence. This is kind of what they call an oxymoron when I'm telling you all people went down with certain rights and I got slaves, like, you're saying this, but you're doing that, but that's okay. So I'm gonna get right to it. So you put that down, Articles of Confederation, whatever treaties they had, all of this, the Northwest Ordinance, the different thing, all of that. Then decisions that the courts made, the Supreme Court, the laws that Congress passed, all of that together makes up the laws of the United States of America. So when the prophet is talking about that we don't need that amendment to apply for our people because we are free and equal since 1774, something to that effect, and you read it, he's talking about that if you look in these laws, you're going to look and see what they were saying. Now, as a citizen, if you're ignorant of the law, that's no excuse. It's just that, and so we go into a school system that, hey, we don't even teach you nothing. You're all dumb, and everyone that knows is using, like I said on Friday, they running the game on you, and you upset with the game. I'm telling you, become a good player. Become a good player, and then we learn, then we change the rules, we do it righteously. Instead of the decree of the council doing the wrong thing, the decree of the council does the right thing. Instead of the police officer trying to get a confession out of you, we don't have them doing that. So we change it, but you can't change it when you're in the bottom of it. You got to raise yourself up. So when we talk about civic engagement, like the brother's talking about, look at what we're talking about. So the Berry Bays and some of the Moors before was interacting with the mayor. Me and Brother Ferguson were interacting with Darlene Mealy. Many years ago, we had Lori Cumbo come here. We had Letitia James come here. You know, we got a proclamation from Lou up here. He's running for mayor. So we've been engaging, right? But then you got to get to a point like when you see. Where's that picture I was just looking at? The convention picture right down there. This picture of the convention. Right? It's like a picture of the prophet, 1920, with the movers and shakers. The Asiatic movers and shakers, the banker, the politician, the one that got the status, the money, you know, right? But why are they there? They're not there because he's the prophet. They're there because he got thousands of members. Thousands of members that will deposit in my bank. Thousands of members that will vote for me to make me a statesman, a congressman. Yeah. Some of them don't even have a fez on their head. Some of them don't even join. I don't see no Bay on their names. But they were here because that's what happens. What's going to happen next year? Why did Letitia James and them come here? They did not come here to learn about the Moorish science of America. They came here. When they come and they see about 10 people, they smile. When they come and say, see 10,000 people, they say, here's my phone number.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Brother Trinidad, your congregation, you can assist me. You know what I'm saying? Just call us up. You know what I'm saying? 10 people. Now, if those 10 people is in Brother Trinidad's house, and those 10 people is Jay-Z and so with millions in deep pocket, they'll be like, oh, all of y'all have my phone. Why don't y'all come to my house? I mean, I gotta have a party next week. Beyonce's my favorite. I'll be like, what can I do? Please give me your money.
So.
You gotta have the right 10. But not 10 for the dollar in the collection. Just saying. When people say, oh, we want to invite the politicians to come, I'm like, okay. Have them come. But when they come, I know what they're gonna see. I'm a political science major. I know exactly what's going on. All right, Brother Turner.
They have Islam, they have something in New York is for like, but they use it, everybody use it. It was supposed to stop the disparity between the purse spending when it comes to political figures. It's a 10-to-1 ratio. So if us 10 people give $100, right, that's $1,000, right? That person gets 10-to-1 to that from the government for the political aspirations or whatever office they run for.
Praise Allah. So I mentioned on Friday, thank you so much, man, about this May 16th, Ramadan. We talked to Sister Warner Bay, Grand Sheikh at Temple 57, in charge of the Historical Society of Islamism. When Sister Pearl Ali passed, her state, the executive of her state was one of our members. Police officer for the Reese Bay.
Yeah.
So the Reese Bay, as executive of state, made sure that the state stuff dealing with the property movement went to Sister Warner Bay. She brings out stuff once in a while. But in there, they talked about the sheiks will be speaking on this nationalistic topic. And I had the demonstration in there a couple of weeks ago. You know, like, different teachers have different techniques, like to catch the Moors off guard. See where you are along the way. If you're sleeping in class, you know what I'm saying? If you're preoccupied with something else, not giving your full attention, it affects you. You can say whatever, I don't understand. Multitasking, people do, I got this. The prophet says you can't attend to too many things at one time. All right? Try multitasking in front of your woman when she's trying to talk to you seriously. And you're on your phone, yeah, baby, I hear you. What? You hear me? You're not even no eye contact. You know what I'm saying? The heart. All right? So I want to demonstrate what I'm looking for. What you should be looking for. All right? It's off the top of my head. So you have a situation, you come in Black history class, sorority, fraternity. I'll give you an example real quick. I was talking to Brother Lordy about being a Mason. So I went to the door, knocked on the temple door with my fez on. Grand Sheikh, Temple 21. Islam, I like to become a Mason. I like to enter. I'm tired of talking about something that I'm not part of, and people keep coming and asking me questions in my temple, so I like to know and be part of what I know. Okay. Boom. All right. Let them know everything who I am. 2 or 3 months go by. A brother gets shot on the corner of Bushwick, I forgot this cross street. I get a call on a Saturday morning. Brother Clenenberg, one of our brothers got shot from the lodge. The worshipful master wants us to be in the corner and do a little ceremony in honor of the brother got shot last night. 11 o'clock or whatever, noon or whatever, we're gonna be there. All right, get myself together. Get my tux, my bow tie, no fashion. Going down there, one of the brothers, the Stone the Power of McMahon, dispensation out of 80, all right? Grand Lodge down there in Lafayette and Claremont. You most probably know about it. All right, so I go down there and standing like on a corner. We're in the corner where the mother got shot. So there's a bunch of us this way and a bunch of us this way. On the corner, the worshipful master's like right here. He's talking to us about the brother and this and that. And then out the blue, he says, Brother Clenenberg, could you say a prayer for us? Because he knew who I was. I'm just a new brother. He wasn't gonna ask me that because he knew who I was. So there I am on the spot. You know what I'm saying, Brother Ani Bey? Where am I? What corner am I? What street am I on? Where am I? Bushwick, right? Who am I with? I'm with the math club, right? Who am I with? I'm Bushwick. The Lodge. Stones of McMahon. I'm on the spot. Right? Like I do you a lot. Could you say a prayer, Brother Smithfield? Yeah, most certainly 10. Bow our heads. We are the children of one Father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother has given us son. Well, the powers of affection therefore unite with our Father, that peace and happiness was one in my Father's house. When you separate, peace, amen. It was like, thank you. You don't have to make it up. You just got to know what you're talking about. You know, in the beginning, you make sure you remembered your girl's phone number, and you remember her address, and you remember her when she was born. You smiling, her favorite color. You say, this is something I'm gonna remember, right? Because you in love, Brother Lauderdale. Now you love your children. You know when they were born. You know certain memorable moments, like when you got married. You know. You got to know these things. Good afternoon, class. Thank you so much for inviting me to your Black History Month. Let me start off with saying, you're not Black, and I'm not Black. I'm from the Moorish side to America, Brother Clenenberg. It's not that I'm not with you. I'm with all of you, I'm with your parents, I'm with everything. But it's just like those were names, those are marks that were put upon us. And you're 16, you're 17, you're 18 here in this, you know, high school here in Brooklyn, boys and girls, Julia Richmond, Mary Bertram. And you're trying. And they say this is Black History Month. Like in 1 month, you can understand what's going through. They tell you you came here on slavery. But a lot of these things is partial truths. And y'all ever rap to or listen to Bob Marley? You know what I'm saying? You know, Three Little Birds, where he said half the story has never been told. So you got like little pieces. And they tell you a nursery rhyme. But the truth is that our forefathers came from the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Mighty empires like Timbuktu. You know what I'm saying? You know, mighty warriors like Chaka Zulu. You might have heard these things. You know, that's your people. You know, and then they came over here way before there was slavery. You know, some of them was living up and down in Mississippi. You should really look into the fact there's pyramids all over the United States. Some of them older than the ones in Egypt. Yes. I am so glad you invited me to your class today. You know, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali is telling us that this is the end of time. Yes. This is time for you to understand and have your own violent victory. Do you know that the nationality of your great-grandparents was taken from them? Took it from them. Because they were arguing amongst themselves like we do today, and they became weak. It's like the Bloods and the Crips fighting each other. and they fighting each other over this particular territory. You know, and then one person comes in and says to the blood, I'm gonna help you so you could defeat your enemy, the Crips. And you say, oh, I'm gonna be helped. You're gonna help me? Yeah, I'm gonna help you. And then they help you, and all the bloods, all the Crips are gone. No more hanging the blue on the left, like Snoop Dogg said. You know what I'm saying? You know, no more of that. And then those same people that helped you to do your brother like that, now you got the red waving. They start telling you, you need to do this and you need to do that. And the next thing you know, they pointing the gun at you. And then you say, well, I'm gonna have to go get my brother that I just beat up and killed, who's vulnerable to help me, and he can't, and they come for me, in that little area we was fighting over, neither one of us got it. That's what's going on here in America. But you don't even know this is your land. You don't even know about your birthright. Yeah, you ever heard that? I don't hear them rapping about that in the songs. About your birthright, about your Mississippi mound builders, you know, about your destiny here in America, that you are God's. How did Erykah Badu say, why don't you call us by our names? They know you are God, but they don't want you to think like a God. Because if you start thinking like a God and acting like a God, you might become God symbol. You might listen to your parents. You might look at it as, I don't want to score 100 points in a basketball game. I want to score 100 on this test. I want to be smarter than the teacher. I want to be smarter than the principal. I'm going to show you that I can excel in anything, but I'm going to excel with my mind. What good is having Black History Month talking about Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King, and all these great people if you're not going to be them? It's all about being them. You never saw the movie by Spike Lee called Malcolm X? I advise you to look at it. There's a very beautiful scene at the end in the classroom. And each one of them got up. I am Malcolm X. And the next one got up. I am Malcolm X. So one day maybe you can do that. Because see, in the Morris Science Temple of America, that's what we do. I am Prophet Noble Drew Oliver. I am Marcus Garvey. I am the truth. I am what your ancient forefathers were, because I am them. So I thank you again so much for inviting me to your classroom today. See, you got to keep it on the level that they're at. See, that's high school. If you're going to college, you might do a little tweaking of it. If you're dealing with them in 5th and 6th grade, you got to tweak it down a little so they can understand some of the concepts. Might pull out the coloring book or something out. You know, if you're dealing with academia and you're sitting there with a bunch of people, give you an example from the African American Studies program at Harvard. He's from the African American Studies program at Winston-Salem State. And the brother's African American Studies program at MIT. Brothers over here from Illinois University. Okay. All brothers and sisters, heads of African American programs in the United States of America. Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, brothers and sisters. The time has come. The time has come to tell the truth. Because I know y'all know the truth. I don't know why you're not telling the truth. Why are you holding back on the people? After all this studying, I've been in your African American study classes at Rutgers. I've seen you get together and decide what you're going to talk about and not talk about. You don't do any service to J.A. Rogers' Great Men of Color. You don't do any service to Arthur Schoenberg and his university and his museum. If you're not going to bring forth the truth, like Garvey and like the prophet, and like some of the early brothers and sisters who are standing up for something. Now here you got cozy jobs and you teaching about Black History Month and Martin Luther King? You gotta be kidding me. You see what I'm saying? Now y'all need to go back, y'all need to redo your curriculum. And you should have a 1920s Renaissance Harlem curriculum with the ancient Moabites, Israelites, the Hebrews, Marcus Garvey, and all those brothers and sisters that you have not been telling the truth about what happened, and you're leaving them out of history and what's going to happen to our people. So the prophet, exactly. You know what I'm saying? When you leave here, you might as well call yourself the 10%ers. And if you don't know about that, how dare you even be step foot into African American history class? You don't know about the 5%ers. See, because you're the 10% that gotta keep the 85% dead, deaf, and blind. Why the 5% of us is trying to do the right thing. I want y'all to come on and help this 5% become at least 7%. You know, let us start to grow and leave that 10% behind and educate the 85%. Thank you. I'm sure you won't invite me back. We're down at 237 Hancock Street, Brooklyn, New York. You can catch us on Facebook. You just got to keep it real. Isn't it beautiful, the prophet's birthday? You know what I love? I love about January 15th when I start going around telling people Happy New Year. And they look at me like, dang, he's like 2 weeks strong. Happy New Year. They don't know it's more New Year. Try it. Try it. The people at the job, you people you see on the 15th. Happy New Year. Like, man, really, he's been going for like 15 days straight. They're looking at me now. I've been saying Happy New Year since January 1st. I said it last night, and they're like, it's like New Year's is over. Like, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. By the time I get to the 15th, I'm like 2 weeks in. You know? But more, keep it real. I want to go a little bit in the questionnaire, but what I want to do is, I've been to many prophets' birthdays, right? And you get there and have a good time. The Moors are talking, and they only call up like the Grand Sheik, national officials there. And you're sitting there, and you're like, man, I love the prophet too. And maybe I don't have a chance to say anything. But we can make this prophet birthday Eve, right? Right? You know, like Thursday and Friday Eve, we make up stuff, right? So I want to know from the Moors. You want to say something if you could? If you had a minute in front of the Moors, what do you want to say? You want to say Happy Prophet's birthday? Did he do something for you? Has he gone and got you from somewhere and brought you to where you are? Has he saved something? He done something? I'm gonna give you an opportunity. The Moors online. I see Sister Seals here. I see Brother Davis here, Brother Salamo Bay, Brother Kid Bay, Brother Coleman here, Brother Miles Bay, Brother Knight here, Brother Shaheen. Do y'all have something y'all want to say? I mean, open up your mic. We'll call from just so you say Happy Prophet's birthday. I'm just saying. I don't want you to feel like you had this moment. You want to say something. You wasn't given the opportunity. So here we are in the temple, Temple 34. And you want to say something about your prophet. You know, clearness and power. You have an opportunity. Crickets? Crickets? No one wants to say anything about their prophet? But Smith here.
Islam. Just keep it as brief as possible.
So they can see the Malaysia.
Praise Allah. I think I'll just say, for a long time, I thought perhaps God could be real, prophets could be real, but coming into the temple and hearing the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad Ali, I'm getting closer to feeling and knowing for sure what that ever been. So praise Allah.
Praise Allah. You more than Zoom, we're kind of quiet. Come on, open up. Let me hear your voice or something. Come on.
Islam.
Islam.
Praise Allah. Honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the holy prophet. You know, I want to say, if it wasn't for the prophet, it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be no brother Coleman now. You know, prophet took everything it took to save a nation. He said, take it and save yourself. Save yourself. When the prophet was out there uplifting them, the Asiatics, you had people who walked right past that man, looking for Jesus, right? Looking for Jesus, but they walked past him. The prophet came in and brought us back our nationality and divine creed. You know, like I used to be part of the Muslim community. You know, my chef, he was Turkish. I used to go to a Turkish mosque, and they always had like this fez, and it was like in a clear container. And I used to always wonder, like, what is that? I always believed in Jesus, and then I was introduced to Allah, and I found peace for myself. So I stayed on that path. But it wasn't until I came to the Moorish Science Temple of America, and then I found out that who Jesus really was and who Allah was, and knowing that he was the father of the universe and he was the father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And he had a son who brought us back everything, our nationality, brought us back our flag. It was just like the days of Moses, when Moses was trying to save Israelites from Egypt. The prophet did the same thing to America when he came in, he saved us. That's why I say, praise Allah and honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and honors to Temple 34 for the works that's coming out of the temple. Peace.
Praise Allah. And praise Allah that you're able to have the teachers before you became a father, Brother Coleman. So now you're not just a regular father. You know what I'm saying? Praise Allah.
Yes, sir.
But join them.
Peace. Islam. I want to say, I want to give honor to the Prophet because 40 plus years of my life, I've been walking around, calling myself Negro, Black, and colored. And there was a void, there was an itch I couldn't scratch. It was like a knowing that I had to figure out what that knowing was. I knew there was something deeper. There was a deeper meaning to life. There was a deeper meaning to all of this. And the Prophet filled that void. So I want to give honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and for enlightening me and blessing me with this nationality and my divine creed and my birthrights, etc.
Praise Allah.
etc.
Praise Allah.
With that, I'm gonna say peace.
Praise Allah. Anyone else?
Got a hand from Brother Kidbe.
Brother Kid Bay. Kentucky in the house. This is our Kentucky member. Islam.
Islam. First, I want to rise, give praise to the great God, Allah, who sent us a noble prophet, Drew Ali, to redeem us from our sinful ways and to teach us our nationality and divine creed. I want to give honors to all the members in the temple, all officers, sheiks, and all faithful Moorish Americans. Islam. I just want to say, praise Allah for sending us a prophet who could love a people that are so lost and could love a person like me who is so lost. And, growing up, I struggled a lot with identity and trying to figure out, who I was and how I should act. And it wasn't until I found a prophet and it is when I found out how I should be acting and what I should be doing and the standards that I should set. So, and I'm still continuing to grow every day. And I praise Allah for that, but praise Allah for the Prophet Drew Ali and the divine principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. With that, I say peace.
Peace. Brother Kid Bay and me, what do we got in common, Brother Kid Bay?
Islam. I would say our European mothers.
Our European mothers. Very good. That's interesting. When you think about European parents. Well, I already said over here, right? You had Arabs, you had Chinese, you had Japanese, you had Cuban. And then you had down here, you have Ruth. And you have Naomi, I think. No, I'm not spelling it right. Naomi. That's my weak suit. If you want to know Vilcanenbe's Achilles heel, English. Ah, ah. You know what I'm saying? I got the math. Maybe I was first in that line, got a nice big bucket full. In the English, I was like probably not paying attention or whatever. I missed the class on grammar and stuff, spelling. All right. So who remembers one of the sisters, the secretary said, "What should we write on their nationality card?" Bob said, "They already had a nationality. We're adopting them into our nation." Right? Ruth was not an Israelite. But yet she's a strong line of descendants of Jesus through Boaz. She was adopted into the Israelite. You see what I'm saying? Well, the kid babe, mother. My mother. President Barack Obama's mother. I'm not sure, but who was the state senator? They got the office building up in Harlem. Adam Clayton Powell Jr. A lot of, and then you got the i.e. pure so-called brothers and sisters in America, like, oh, I don't have none of that in me, but you know what they got now, Mons? They got DNA tests. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You put it in there and it's science don't lie, Mo. You pull that out like, yo, Mo, you got a little bit of Chinese in you. You didn't know that, huh? You ever see the people on the show with Dr. Gates? And you pull them down, especially the Europeans, right? You pull them in there and like, well, you got some African. And they're like, oh. See, because you get 2 or 3 generations removed, you thinking you white man. You thinking you a black man from Africa. And then you realize that you got a lot of stuff in you. Right. That's why you have to know what nationality means versus citizenship. See, a nationality is a nation. See, my mom was from Germany. My father was from the Virgin Islands fighting for the United States in World War II. He married her and brought her back to his nation. She left her nation. Now, he could have stayed there with her in her nation. I would have been born in Germany, and my allegiance would have probably been to Germany. And I've been a national of Germany with Moorish descent. So we got to understand, dual nationality, dual citizenship. But ultimately, you have to have allegiance to one family. Because if it's 2 families, what if those 2 families are at each other? It happens even in this family. You got to say, who are you? When your father falleth before thee in the divisions of thy country, right? And he goes to fight against your nation in which you have allegiance to. How do you deal with that? You see, these are the questions you got to come up with sometimes. So when the brother contacted me, I was like, yo, brother Kid Bang, you know what a sister told me once? Looked me right in the eye. She said, brother Kid Bang. She said, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I said, okay. What about some white chocolate? I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. So you got all kinds of people. There's some people believe that, bro. They looking at the outside, what shade you are, and what they see on the outside. They're not looking on the inside. And the inside, we're all the same. We're all light. We're light beings. Energy, that's who we are. We're just energy that moved down to a slow vibration and took on all these different attributes of the physical plane. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand the science. There you go. Listen, who else? Someone else got their hands up? Talk about the prophet. You want to talk about the prophet? Brother Chairman, you're going to be sitting in the morning. They're not going to call me. I got something to say. It's on.
No. Islam, praise Allah, to the prophet, man. I was always part of the national movement. That's what I came to. Because we were talking about Republic of New Africa, which it was claiming 5 states. There was a provincial government We counsel it in each state. That's the structure of it. The Carter year, give me a little piece of more science. But you know, I was caught up with the national part of, dealing with the other side. But when I went into the joint and I read each of the capital anti-dominion of Africa, I said, wow, Moorish American. You had to claim that. Because he's talking about north, east, south, east across the Great Atlantic, north, south, and central America. We was talking about 5 states. They were talking about the black belt, so-called down south. And they still got brothers who still in that movement. But to give you that race pride, though, that's the whole thing. They had to have race pride and love your race. See, I always loved my race. I always wanted to fight for my race. And I was always doing that. But when I came, like I said, that's why I became a Mufti when I was a Mufti. I was a soldier. Ready to fight and die for your nation. You want to put your life. Like if I was talking about give your life in sacrifice, serve through all of life and the law is pleased. And that's one of my history. And like I said, that's what brought me to more science of America. Then I went into the institution, the incarceration, started reading. That was it, more. When I read that Egypt, the Capital Empire, that was it. So across before the great earthquake, North, South, Central America, I had to be Moorish American. I had to give honor to the prophet. For open my eyes. The brother knew, like Brother Jefferson Hill, that was Brother Jefferson Hill, brother. But he was feeding me a little by little. He was giving me documents and stuff for that. I took it. But it didn't click until I went into the institution and started studying. That was it. Took off. Then I came to 21.
Well, the Grand Chief then when you first got there?
Yeah.
Got there on the Grand Chief, and a couple months later I wasn't.
Yeah. When I got there, Herb Bay, our governor, heard that, he wanted to test him. I said, brother, who is it that didn't have the test? I mean, no test. That's what we got. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm grounded in what my prophet. Like I said, well, they had me like in the hole, right? Where you 24, 23 hours, 24 hours lockdown. But I was drumming the proper teaching there. Out of the worst of I was trying to be every day I was drumming it in. Sounded it in. You see what I'm saying? Because I had dreads. You see what I'm saying? When I first got there, it was, here comes another one. Hey, I was pounding it in. When I utilized whatever time they had, I was pounding it in. I was Grand Chief, and even in there, acting Grand Chief, even in the institution. I worked with Brother Lovell, Sister McCray Hill, Brother Bradford Hill. All of them was coming into the institution. We would always want to make sure I'm close to him. When I came out, came to 21, like I said, the brother tested me and tried to send me through the chamber. They didn't want to go through the chamber at the time. He was recommending it to. And Moors, I think Moors. Well, you'll find a lot of different type of Moors, more. When you walk around the country, you will find a whole lot of different type of Moors. Sometimes you have to ask, are we studying the same literature, the same instruction as your prophet Noble Dwelling? But it's all right, but that didn't stop me, because one thing I say, when I came into more South America, if I know one thing, Asiatic covenant and fraction, that's all I need to do. That's it. Brother in the verse says, sister, my sister in trouble, forsake her now. That's it. I don't need nothing else. Just apply that instruction. That's why it's just the prophet says, from the secret of the law, let man learn wisdom and apply to himself the instruction they give, not nobody else. That's right. That's the prophet said. The brother hold up the documents. Take these and save yourself. Take it and save yourself. Save the nation, we can save yourself. Peace. I just wanted to do 6 bits of peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna get right to you, brother. I was just thinking when the chairman was speaking, about the testing in the beginning. I remember looking at my Grand Chief, he was 80-something years old. And Brother Curtis said, just go ask him to be a sheep. I'm only in Temple 3 months. I go, yes, I'm Brother Grand Chief. I was wondering, you're going to Chicago next month, and, could I be a sheep? I'm not going to stand in the way of a man's salvation. Okay. Right behind me, Brother Rebels, baby. It's all Grand Chief. Me and Sister Rebels, baby, like to be sheep.
I'm not gonna stand in the way of anyone's salvation. Went back to the curtain. I said, that's pretty easy, more. You know, no 3 years, no committee, no one blocking me. Just someone want to see me go ahead, want to see me learn, want to see me grow. And so after the brother was kind of being blocked and tested all of that, and I'm trying to push him through, and then we finally get to Chicago, and then some more acts up with a gun and everything. And then Beloved was like, I'm not feeling the vibration, I'm not making no sheiks this year. And then he had to go through that. Eventually Beloved came to New York and made him a sheik. I'm just saying, with some other moors. But the whole time the brother never wavered. Just I'm sure when he was in the hole, he didn't waver. Because he's on a mission. When you're on a mission, and behind the mission, just like the prophet said, work, toil should not make you sad. When hope and love are back of toil, and this is heaven. When you're working for your babies, and you're working for your mama and your grandma or your friend down the block who was done wrong, and you're working for them, you get strength. You sing a tune inside your head. You think of something happy. You think about, Allah, give me strength because I got work to do. It's just like if you think your conditions can be better. You join the Moorish Science America and you realize you can save yourself. And then you start thinking, you know, I want to save everybody. You know, you start thinking, I want to save my family. I want to save the United States. I want to save all the Moors. I want to save my Mexican brothers and sisters. And then my African brothers. I got some people in Asia. And, you know, even the Europeans. I'm talking like them. Like, you gotta start like, yo, I want to save humanity. Then you were like, oh, what about the trees? You know, what about the insects? What about the rabbit? You know, you're gonna start saying all the love. The next thing you know, you're gonna find yourself. You raise your thoughts to infinite wisdom. You're gonna be talking like God. You're gonna be thinking like God. Let's look at it.
I was just acknowledging Brother Nightingale Henry.
Brother Nightingale. Happy prophet's birthday, Mo. How many prophet's birthday we more? I don't even know how long. What we up to 30? I know we got a lot, Mo. You got to unmute yourself. You got your mute button, Mo. We can't hear you. Hit the mute button there. Hit that little mute button. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you, Mo.
Islam. I rise to give praise to Allah. I give honors to everything the chairman gave honors to. In the meeting, the Sunday school teacher was taking us down the road, and that we've been on a long road, and the Dred Scott decision that was upheld caused all of that, because we was written in as the 3/5 of a man. So who's going to straighten this thing out? And on page 58, verse number 9 says, according to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family, because all the inhabitants of Africa were and are of the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the Holy Land of Canaan. And this thing about this human race thing is, there's a certain part that we need to mend just for ourselves, but we can't go into isolation. Once you know your nationality, now you can work on your divine creed so you can treat other people right. Because the European is still going to practice what he practiced. Because once he says he's white and identifies with that, he's sinning. Because that's a sin, because now he's not honoring his ancient forefathers. So when we say, what's up, my end, we're sinning. The thing about the Sunday school that's real intriguing to me, on page 38, the chapters of magistrate and subject, verse number 6, it says, he look among his people with discernment He discovered the abilities of men and employeth them according to their merits. So for this thing to be carried out, it puts the burden on our sheiks and sheikesses because they got to be listening to us when we come into the temple and seeing where we can fit naturally. We gonna fit into this thing naturally because it's nothing to become. We are already it. Page 4 and 5 made it plain when he said to hear you, spirit of the wind, the earth and wine. Man is Lord of all the plane of things made manifest. But how he gonna activate all of that? He got to get into his divine creed to activate that. So out of this Sunday school, Temple 34 is gonna get his just reward because they didn't come up with a zero. They took 6 people to Chicago and 4 people came back and said we were studying. And that's plain and that's simple. You get your just reward. You gotta put it in. Some of these things you got to work for. You know, that quality time that you say, I'm gonna take a half an hour just to read a chapter out of the Holy Quran. I'll take 15 minutes just to read the Quran questionnaire. So it can fit, because when you go out into the world and what are you supposed to be doing? Really, what are we supposed? The Moorish Science Temple of America deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad to propagate the faith and extend the learning and the truth of the great prophet of Ali in America, to appoint and consecrate missionaries of the prophet, and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America. That's a tall order on our sheiks. They may know it personally for themselves, but now they gotta teach this thing to wherever the person is at, and whatever confusion they might have went through before they came through the door. And I'd like to commend all of the sheiks and sheikesses, because they're keeping the doors open. And even in whatever state of mind you find yourself in, if you just take the time when you're alone and just read and question yourself about what you just read, it'll touch you. It'll touch you. With that, I say peace.
Thank you so much more. Thank all the more. You had a time that the chairman closed down and he take a few more comments. I want to thank you more again for a beautiful Quran class. And again, happy Prophet's birthday if I don't see you tomorrow. Peace. I'm running. I can't tarry, I'm running. I can't tarry, I'm running. I can't tarry, I'm running up the Moorish highway. If my brother don't go, I can't tarry if my brother don't go. I can't tarry if my brother don't go. I can't tarry, I'm running up the Moorish highway.
Islam. Praise Allah more for the Grand Sheikh for conducting our class. He gave us a whole lot to think about, a whole lot to go back and study, a whole lot to go and reflect, and a whole lot to look at ourselves and be ourselves. You know, we're gonna do that after the morning, and we're gonna open it up. Let me just. I'd like to thank everyone for participating in class. Everyone that gave their thoughts, their ideas, their concept. Praise Allah. I'd like to thank everyone. I read the warning at this time. Divine warning by the Prophet Noble Deuteronomy. Prophet warns all Muslims, governors, order the new proclamation at each meeting. I hereby from all members that they must end all radical, agitated speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Fair to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We have love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold militant feelings towards the temple or the prophet will violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from the law for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid out to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn their card and button, cease wearing their turbans and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Ali. And the prophet did not write, the temple is not right. The prophet therefore is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. It's an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Ali. Peace.
Peace.
Brother Arnie Bay and Brother Stevie Hill, help us out. Brother Turner Bay?
Islam.
Islam.
Another point, you know, when I got the time set aside, I noticed something. I noticed that during World War I, the Moorish Empire was at war, right? So I was like, when did the World War I start? 1914. Ended about 1918. So I said, the prophet, I said, whoa, wait a minute. The prophet had this in 1913. And the next year they go to war. But the prophet had this when the Moorish Empire still was in place.
Thank you.
That was like the last. Wait a minute. We still was here as a Moorish Empire when the prophet founded the organization. So then I go to, okay, it was World War I. So what was World War II really about? You know, if we already defeated, right? We talking about not just, you know, a couple of places. This is world war, like. It's they, you know, they put their muscle down or something, but never won a war without a Moorish general. When you do history, from the sea ships, Moorish general, you know. So it's just a point of saying that a good study is to study that point in history from 1913 to 1918. Especially dealing with the causes of World War I. You know, it'll make you have more zeal for the prophet's demonstration.
Praise Allah. Thank you. So just like I said, also, the Turner Bill went into the United Nations with civic engagement to represent the Moors of TEMPLE34. So praise Allah that he was able to sit in the midst. And this is what we got to do. Just like the prophet did for us. In 1928, went to the Pan American Conference to represent the Moors. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. You know, they're looking at us because they love to see us divided. Everybody wants to sit on their throne. Nobody wants to give up the seat. It's for the betterment of the movement. Islam, brother.
Islam. On that, Kim will with you. Like I said, I think I mentioned it before. We gotta get right, man. Because the international community don't know what to do. They all sitting here listening to these problems, doing the same things over and over again. I'm talking about literally, these people are begging for assistance. Literally. You talking about presidents of whole nations, diplomats of whole nations, and they begging for help. They don't know what to do. As far as we see it so simple, the right thing, the moral thing.
Right? Because they so detached from they moral compass. Even at the hot, like we had this president, he's like, you know, if you got something better to tell me, but they explain it, you know, the things going on in this country and what he can help with and what he's dealing with. And it's like, oh man, you serious? I'm talking about they really need help. And this is international. So if it's going on there, that's going on in every country because the same demonstration or the same mental slavery is all around the world.
United Nations.
That's
Praise the Lord. Yeah, there's no one true and divine way that peace may be obtained. The prophet tells us that only one true and divine way that peace may be obtained, and that love, peace, freedom, and justice being taught in the first of all nations. All men.
It's on the sister secretary. I want to give her.
Yeah, let me get the grand sheet, and I get her grand sheet.
Yes, it's on. I was just gonna add on to what Brother Trinidad was talking about World War I. So if we think about it as far as Islamic empire. And when Moors went into Spain, they were under the Islamic Empire. Right? The prophet tells us in chapter 45 that the Turks were the people protected. And when the end of World War I, one of the interesting things is because when the Moorish Empire fell, the Ottoman Empire was still flourishing. At the end of World War I, the Ottoman Empire made those laws where they couldn't wear fezes anymore. And now trying to get into NATO. You see what I'm saying? So that was a defeat of Islam. It goes back to the Holy Wars. See, so we have nationality, but now we're taking outside of nationality. We say war. But you got war between nations and you got war within religion. So you don't think because the Crusades is something we talk about in history that people aren't still crusading today.
That's right, man.
You know, so when the Ottomans fell, and they told their people don't wear no fez no more. Something like that could happen here. The way the country's going. And they made some law. We give honor to the charter, gives us the right to teach Islam in America unmolested. Well, that don't have to always be. There could be a time, and I know Sister Price they told me years ago, she had dreamed that Moors had to go underground. She said in her dream, she came to a dream, nobody wore their feathers and turban. You would come to an area and they knew each other. And then the brother was like, the meeting's down there. You don't see no one. And then you go inside the building, and then there are a whole bunch of Moors with feathers and turbans on. That was her dream. I had a dream once. I was on one of the piers in New York City. So the Moors, I don't always talk about this one, but, and they had a helicopter. And the helicopter was shooting at us. We were all about 40, 50 of us. It was on the pier. And I just put my hands up, I put a force field around us. And they were shooting and nothing could happen. And they got the order to land and get bayonets on us. And as they landed, they came at us, I grabbed them, took their gun and bent it and threw them to the side. Grabbed another gun, bent it, threw it to the side. When I woke up, oh my goodness, my body, one of the couple of times in my life when I woke up, I just had that energy in me from like 2 o'clock in the morning all the way to the next night when I went to sleep. I saw that. And in the dream, you know, I was doing it. I was like, oh, I was protecting them all. I was fighting, but I wasn't killing them. I wasn't killing them, but I was protecting them from being killed. Peace.
It's now, Sister Secretary, Jordan there. Sister Secretary.
Islam, Sister Jordan.
Islam.
Islam.
First I want to rise and give praise to Allah. I want to give high honors to the Prophet. Happy Prophet's birthday. We're getting excited. Everyone's excited about the celebration tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Praise Allah. Praise Allah. It's secretary time, and so if you'd like to pay your dues or make a donation, you can do so. And if you can't make it to the temple in person, you can do so using our Cash App. The Cash App is $MSTA34. You can go ahead and send in donations for whichever purpose you'd like. If you'd like to donate to the Prophet's birthday, you can do so. Just make sure you use the note column to say where you'd like to donate to specifically. Let's go to the next one. Just a reminder, Friday is our holy day for all Muslims all over the world. We meet on Fridays for our holy day meetings, 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you are unable to make it in person, we are also available on Zoom, same dial-in number for Sunday school, which today, Sundays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Again, if you are unable to make it, you can join us on Zoom. Praise Allah. We have a wonderful opportunity to get together on Thursdays with the conference call. It's a weekly conference call. It is facilitated by our brother W. Clendenin Bey, our Grand Sheikh of Temple 34. And we get to discuss a variety of topics, subjects, issues, current events. You can bring your questions related to the questionnaire or the Quran, Moorish literature, or just any questions that you may have pertaining to Moorish science or just how to walk this walk. So Thursday is a really great opportunity to talk with the sheiks who are able to answer the questions you have or be able to find it for you. So please join us on Thursday at 7:30. And we try not to run too late. We try to give it about an hour, but the topic, it gets hotter and hotter, and we just want to stay on as longer as possible. Just remembering and keeping in mind our dear brother, Sheikh K. Turner Bey. His mother transitioned recently, and so we are keeping a positive thought. May she continue to sail on smoother seas. And just a reminder, that chapter 25. So please keep your brother in your thoughts, and also our dear sister Cecile's ill, whose mother transitioned 4 days later after brother K. Turner Bays. So we're holding a positive thought for her as she continues to make preparations for that service for her mother. As we get details, we will be sure to share that and support her through this process. A reminder that you can reach us on Facebook. We have a public page, and we also have a private page. So you can reach us there. We also put a lot of information in our Facebook chat. So if you don't have Facebook, please be sure to send your email information in. And you can reach us at it's Moorish Science Temple no.34@gmail.com. As mentioned earlier, it's Prophet Noble True Ali's birthday that we are so excited about. And we're getting together with Temple 21 tomorrow at 2 p.m. to celebrate the Prophet's birthday. If you haven't already, please let one of us know that you'd like to attend. And the brothers, I believe, will be wearing a red bow tie. And we look forward to seeing you all there. Just a reminder that there is a suggested donation for each plate of $10. That's a suggested donation. If you have any questions or issues related to that, please do not hesitate to reach out to any one of the sheiks to get to the Grand Sheikh so that we could help and assist because we just want to be able to get together. So following that, I wanted to remind you all that our Chic training we'll be having. It's every third Tuesday of each month. I'm not sure if that time is right for 9 o'clock, but I believe the first one is January 16th. Grand Chic, is that 9 o'clock correct?
Yes, is Sister just 1 second, Sister Seal's here? Sister Seal's here?
A song?
This song, Sister Seal's here. Can you see the temple?
Yeah, yes, I was actually looking at the beautiful slideshow that I
You see who this is?
Hold on, let me zoom in. Hold on, I'm coming right now. Flip it over, hold on.
You see who this is?
It's fine. We've got the Moorish seamstress in the building. That looks like Sister Sister Elaine Baskin Bay. Praise be to Allah.
That's right. And you have a Sister Elaine Baskin Bay's cake, sister. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Praise the Lord.
All right.
Yeah, you guys, I'm pushing.
Come on. All right.
You all got me. Oh, that's so thoughtful.
You can't really
That's so
see it, but
considerate.
it's beautiful. It's blue. It's velvet.
Oh, I can see. I see a soutache going there. I know that's our sister's signature.
Wow.
You know
Well, listen,
that's right.
We're
Oh,
gonna have
thank
it
you
here
so
for
much.
you. We're so sorry about your mom passing, and we just wanted to say
thank you
happy
so much.
birthday, happy Prophet's birthday, and Allah willing, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means. I really don't think you have any idea.
Yes, the bottom. Sister Seals here.
Right.
So Sister Basket Bay gotta go. Our car's parking, but we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Sister Baskin Bay. Thank you so much.
You want me to bring it with me or leave it in the temple?
Please. No, bring it with you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, I'll bring it with you. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, somebody gotta hug Sister Baskin Bay for me though. Thank you so much.
Okay, peace.
I still got my robe back there a long time ago. I still got
You have a number of pieces, don't you? Yeah.
Honest to the prophet, and honest to all of you. Peace.
I saw you on the internet.
Yeah.
One of my pieces.
I'll walk you your car.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay,
Let's go back to Sister Jordan.
Sister Jordan.
Islam, praise Allah, Islam, honor to Sister Baskin Bay, praise Allah. I remember when I first met her and Brother R. Jordan was getting his robe made, and she's an amazing sister. And so if you do have the opportunity to be blessed to have her make your robe, it's such a beautiful honor. So praise Allah for that sister, praise Allah for the work that she's doing. Praise Allah. Just the last announcement I have is to remember that we have our Moorish New Year, and that is January 15th, 2022. It's coming up, so get excited. If you'd like to celebrate, there are different temples actually across the nation that are celebrating, and they're doing different types of celebrations. But here we are planning, some of us are going to be going down to temple number 78 in Maryland and celebrating with them there. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to travel and see and spend time and just experience this, please let one of the sheiks know. Other than that, again, happy Prophet's birthday, and I hope to see the Moors tomorrow. Peace.
Yes, praise Allah.
Just a hand from Brother J. Coleman.
Islam, Brother J. Coleman Hill.
Islam. Pray. You're the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother ever give you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite you with our brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that bonded you to love and unity and preferring not a stranger before our own blood. If thy brothers in adversity assist them, if thy sisters in trouble, forsake them not. So shall the fortune our Father be contribute to the support of his whole race, and his kids be continued to you all with your love to each other. Peace. I got it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it physically because it's getting close to that time, and I think the sister might be, dropping it soon. So, praise Allah, yeah, spiritually, praise Allah. Peace.
Praise Allah, sending all that energy and beautiful thought that, your wife, the sister has a safe and healthy delivery. I know I'm keeping the thought out that we get another January 8th in the building, so praise Allah. And honest to you all, Brother Chairman, I just want to say thank you so, so much. It means so much. I didn't really celebrate at all anything for my birthday, anything during this time. And this is like a beautiful reminder and a spiritual one at that for me at this particular year, and kind of just marking certain significance for me. And I just really appreciate the thought and the time and the effort that it put into doing this. And I thank you all so much. And I'm sorry I wasn't there today. I was family planning, and we're trying to square some things away. We're looking forward to the 27th and potentially the 3rd, which is all going to be on a Saturday. I don't know it yet, but I'll definitely make sure to streamline it through Sister Jordan Hill. And just honest to you all for your thoughts and contributions during the Sunday school. And I thought that was a great slideshow as well, Sis, during Secretary's time. Very professional. I really appreciate you all. And thank you, Bonus Pops. Peace.
One more thing I want to say, my brother. Surrounding
I want to read.
I came a long way with these two, and I see them grow, and I see them mature, and I just see them, gaining wisdom and knowledge and understanding. I just want to honor you guys, because y'all part of, Brother Coleman and and everything. Brother Ferguson, all the Moors, praise Allah. Peace.
I want to read part of the creation of Father Man. Said, man is the Lord of all the plane of manifest, of protoplasm, of mineral, of plant, of beast. But he gave up his birthrights just to gratify his lower son. But man will regain his lost estate and heritage, but he must do it in a comfort that cannot be told in words. And one of the things that the prophet said, to be a real Moorish American, what he say you have to do?
Study the divine constitution, bylaws, and Holy Quran.
Holy Quran. That's what if you read it, it's right here. It's right here in your humanity pamphlet. You're real Moorish leader. And we should read those things. Because that's prepare us to imitate the prophet in words, word, and deed. Imitate the prophet. The prophet. That's what I'm saying. We can't destroy the possibility of what we are, and who we are, and what we can be, how we can attain to the highest heights in each and every one of us. Don't limit ourselves. Like the brother was talking about the elements. Yeah. When I went down to to my sister's graduation, I was on the plane coming back, and they say, oh man, it was rough coming down. They didn't serve anything going back. I call the elements. Prophet tells me in the creation of Father Man, here now you cherubim, you seraphim, you tell me about the protoplasm, the earth, you spirit of the fire, the water, the earth, and the air. It was smooth coming back. It was very smooth. They said the pilot said when he coming out was real choppy. But they told like the people, like the steward, they got don't have no metal, no nothing out. They had to strap themselves down. When I heard that, I just called the elements. You have that. That's why you have that. Here now, you command those things. When you get in a situation, you command the ether. You vibrate the ether. You send those forces out. That's why I tell you all more your thoughts. Thoughts is the cause of law. Put that thought out there. No matter what the situation is, they're gonna come at you when you try to get closer to your creator. Your adversary is gonna be strong. Your adversary is gonna be strong because you don't want to get back. You said when come from below, behind, all around you to keep you from getting back, connecting you back to your higher power. But the prophet said already, I mended the broken wires, take you back to your higher power. All we have to do is follow the instructions of the prophet. That's what I said. You Moors out there playing games. They can call us, well, we temple Moors because it probably was the temple Moors, probably what was in the temple.
Right.
So, you know, you need to keep us outside the temple. All this stuff, all the knowledge was out there when the prophet was out there. You didn't bring that to us. You know, Grand Sheep.
For the chairman,
Yeah,
prophet said, I will not tolerate any interference
that's right.
in this national divine movement.
Movement, that's right.
And as a green sheep in the temple, let the Moors know I will not any interference
That's right.
in this temple's movement.
That's right, man.
Trying to indicate the prophet.
That's right. You follow the instruction. You follow the instruction of the prophet. What the prophet tells you to do. I'd like to call our Assistant Secretary, Brother Ison Neal. I see as you read today's financial report.
Islam,
So,
Moore Sons Temple of America, Sample number 34, finance received for January the 7th, 2024. Today we took in a public collection of $12, literature and supplies received $3.50, uplifting fund received $8, travel fund $14, local building fund $13.50, coming up to a grand total of $51, and a total attendance in person, non-Zoom, of 23. Peace.
Islam, you heard the reading of the financial report. What's the word of President Moore? Oh, man. Islam, our Lord here.
I move that the,
Financial report.
that the financial report be accepted with any necessary corrections if there be any.
So, J. Peter said.
Praises and honors are already given. I second that motion.
It was moved by Brother I. Lord Hill, seconded by Brother J. Peterson, that the financial report be accepted with necessary correction of the end. You heard the motion, are you ready for the question?
Question.
All in favor of this motion, show by the most great vote. Secretary note that the motion has been carried.
Carried.
Praise the Lord, more for you, more. I think we got a good team, man. I'm looking at the elevation from the secretary, all that stuff on the Zoom, bringing it up. I'm telling you, that's a level. I'm saying, that's what I said, we need the young ones. And what you gotta remember also, the reason why, like, brother, during the time of Brother Condemned when he became a sheep, there wasn't no limit. But one time, what happened was when during the time of Loville, those coming out of the institution, and it was making them sheep, you know, and all that, and they were going back in. That's why the grand body had to make the law 3 years. See, that's what happened. Because it was going back in. It was coming out. Brothers coming out with the instruction, but there wasn't grounding. It was going back in. So here it is. You initiate a brother, give him all these degrees, and you have to go back into the institution, go back into jail. You know? So that's what happened. And you all know the history of what happened. That's why they came up with 3 years. There wasn't no committee at that time, but you know, so it was committee during the time of Brother Loville, because I was on the committee. But we was doing it. Me and Sister Torrance, we would take one person who was going through the chamber, we would take him in the room and we would question him. And then, you know, but now we have a committee that was sick. So it's different now, like I said, because now we can do Zoom. Because if the person went to Chicago and then go through, they would spend all that money and they have to go back and, you understand what I'm saying? So like I said, we're gonna prepare you. More, we're gonna be on you about being, if you want to be a sheep, we're gonna test. You better learn your nationality card. Learn your nationality card, no. Learn your laws. Study, take that brother Nightingale. You gotta take time out and study. You take time out to do other things, take time and studies, because a brother, somebody might ask you about Act 1, Act 5, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be ready. You don't know what's gonna be asked. Because you got, like I said, it's, you know, so you gotta be ready. Study over, like I said, to be a real more student, study Divine Constitution and Bible, and your Holy Quran. Study. That's one thing about Brother Fernandez. He used to tell you, bring your notes, take your notes. Take your notes, take your notes. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, now that y'all went through, y'all can help others. Because you know what was asked. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you gotta study it. You gotta study that Quran. Somebody might give you first part of the country, you gotta fill in the rest. So that's what I say, you get what I'm saying, because that's why I say we hear it over and over. Over and over. We hear the laws over and over. Every meeting we hear the laws. You know, so you should try to, you know, interpret it. Let's keep it. That's where you get your practice. You know, practicing. I mean, we don't want no failures, man. You're looking for no failures this time around. We like I said, it's failures on you. So we're gonna prepare you. And like I said, we're gonna do the same thing. Like I said, even we bring those who are going through, and we test them. So things happen that they're gonna be ready. Study those things, man. All right? Praise God. Is there anything in Banshee?
I don't know about that nice bed, but Jordan.
That's
kitchen, I don't know where you got it from.
Oh, yeah.
This is a Temple 34 original.
Praise God.
Yeah, praise the Lord, Lord. That's what it means, you know. Because I see somebody on Facebook talking about the Feds company and the Feds this.
Yeah, Temple 4 is selling.
Yeah,
So the barn play, Grand Chief Temple 4,
yeah,
they used to get them from us.
yeah.
I guess they decided to go into their own little business.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Because that's why we went into it, because they was trying to charge us a lot of. Oh boy, I'm telling you about, you know, Moors, I'm telling you, at expense. I'll tell you, at expense. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you're supposed to share whatever you have, you should supposed to share it. Give it back, give it out. You don't hold back nothing, you know, like I say, that's what I said, a lot of Moors got a lot of information, but they want to hold it and so I said, them both are superior understand the clear human knowledge and blindness and fog, them both about it. You know, that's what happened, they have to start both of young. No. The master always wants the student to go further than what he is. The master don't keep the student the way it is just to come to him. He wants to send it further because he knows the spirit and the power within there, each and every one of us. Allah probably knows where everybody's along the way. He knows where everybody's along the way. You know those who are studying, who are trying to carry this teaching, who imitating the prophet in words, work, and deeds. That's what I'm saying. You can't go wrong with the prophet words. Come up there and you just say the proper word. You just recite, read. That's it. Spirit, the word that speaks is spirit. And you know when you with your unconscious Asiatic, you give them a verse from the Quran, they don't know where it's coming from, but they feel that spirit. They know that's something, man. You know, I'm telling you, praise Allah. All right. All rise, face the east. Either the 90-degree, 5 fingers to the left, 2 to the right. You keep the motion break of prayer after our assistant secretary of the eyes to you.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
True.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My God.
My salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Through Ali.
Through Ali.
Amen.
Amen. Praise the Lord, Lord. Praise the Lord.
Praise Allah. Happy prophet's birthday, Lord.
Yeah, happy prophet birthday.
Love.
Battle for Allah.
Praise Allah. We are so. Do you come tomorrow? Samba, no. You just be my.
Jordan L.
The whole crew, whole draft class. Yeah. Peace and love, boys.